we go. We're starting up the recording part. Alright, we're going to go continue campaign. Yeah, we're in 1902 now. So our campaign's been going for 12 years. I believe we're at war with France right now. We wiped Germany off the map completely in the first 12 years. You know what? That's actually a pretty good comparative, I suppose. All right, we'll run you through a ship really quickly so you can see what one looks like. We'll run it through a Dreadnought, or a battleship, I mean. One of our cooler looking ones. Listen. Then we'll go ahead and start going around. So yeah, this ship right here from the ground up. We built this from the ground up. We decided on the guns, we decided on how big, how long they were going to be, what towers, how many intakes, decides our engine efficiency. We had to consider weight, pitch, roll. We've got a starboard weight offset, which means something's placed wrong. We can work on that later. It's probably just a missing gun. Yep, missing gun. So yeah, we'll work on that later. We've got a fairly large fleet. We're currently invading northern France. We already have, or western France. We already have northern. We're taking away these islands from, what's this nation? I don't know what that flag is. And we've got a naval invasion over here taking more from France. I don't want to go to war with another major power right now. Yeah, sure, we'll give them some money so that they back off. Here, we're raiding some convoys with some battleships. So you can see what I meant by, you got control, but you have limited control, I suppose. Ooh, started right in, close enough to fire already. So like I could take this ship, I could tell it go left, right, I could tell it what to shoot at. I can change what ammo it's shooting. They may be small amounts of guns, but this is 1902 and these are 14-inch guns. And you say a small amount of guns. You look at all them green dots, each one of them is a cannon. I've got 5 battleships, and I'm only fighting a heavy cruiser. So I would say I'm doing it pretty well for an American. Here is a French heavy cruiser, and as you can see, this is very, very early on France. It's more of an ironclad hull. It has no armor. Just fire HE at it and sink the bastard. You're right, I could have added more guns, but I chose armor. We got a lot of it. We got a lot of armor and a lot of big guns. Like, we ran out of ship, or we would have had a 4th 14-inch gun. We can increase the speed here. We're just kind of raining fire down on him. See, I've got quite a few guns. I just don't have ships big enough to put any more on. And yeah, no, we bullied Germany. They wouldn't take the peace treaty. That's a big hit. That's a sizable hole. But yeah, they wouldn't take the peace treaty, so we decided no more land for you. And we gotta sink all their transports after. But yeah, since we're only allowed so much weight on ships, I can't spam guns everywhere. Or I would. If I used smaller guns, I would have a lot more weight for, well, more guns. Alright, now it's just transports that need sunk. Transports will sink extremely quickly, though. It's a transport, you know, it does not have a lot of armor. Tell the main guns not to fire unless they have to. We gotta save some ammo. We do have limited ammo over here. Those transports think they're gonna get away. Now this part is pretty on par for Americans. My ships are very, very heavily armored, kind of fat, but they're incredibly slow. Only 15 knots. Alright, so I didn't take much heavy damage. They peppered me with some high explosive rounds, and it did a little bit of structure damage. I can see what parts of the hull, right here, on this top right panel, I can see what parts are damaged. If I hover over turrets, I can see if any of them are broke or damaged, like this turret right here. It is completely broke. It will stay broke until I take this to dock and have it repaired. Same with ammo. It will run out of ammo, and if I keep it out there, then I just won't have any ammo. I mean, at the end of the day, if I have to, as long as I can catch up to him, I can use my ship as the ammo and ram. For enemies, it's the same situation. I can see where I've hit them. I got penetrating hits and I've got non-penetrating hits. And I can see where they're flooding at. But all in all, they only had a heavy cruiser and they were trying to fight 5 battleships. They shelled out a bunch of high explosive rounds and they didn't really do much but some minor structural damage. And destroyed one of my 3.9-inch guns and one of my 2.9s. That is it. The last transport is sinking here. Now, most of France's Navy we dealt with in our last video, which it is on YouTube if you would like to watch and get caught up. I do everything I stream goes straight to YouTube after. It might take a day for it to upload. But it is all on YouTube after. I should have explained that screen a little bit more. I didn't, sorry. That was how many losses we took versus their losses, how many of our crew died. Because there is crew per ship. We were able to save 15 crew on the experimental and 3 on the Arizona. And this is just overall army losses. We don't control the land. We can do a colonial conquest. Sure. Yeah, as soon as this ship As soon as these ships finish taking these islands, we'll send them over here to take these ones. Most of France has retreated what's left of their navy down here to southern France. Like I said, there is normally really, really good music in this game. But this game is supposed to be safe for streaming and recording, and I ended up getting a copyright video on every single video all at once about a week ago. And they put like 19 claims per video, so I had to mute all the music today. It's a little unfortunate, but it happens. Here's our research screen, by the way. You have finances, so you can dockyard, what you're spending your money on, crew training, tech budget. This is a slightly modded save. We didn't mod in any technology. We modded in a bunch of money and a bunch of shipyard capacity so that we could play around more. But we still have to research and unlock things. Right now we are working on better ammo, armor, and armor forging. Everything else is a secondary priority. We will be unlocking better 10-inch guns soon. Now we'll just go on to the next turn and we'll hope for a confrontation. Hopefully with something more than just a single ship. Nope, more transports. That is unfortunate. Like I said, I've sunk most of their navy already. It looks like it's going to be a stormy match. Beat everybody. Losing scenario is going bankrupt or having all of your land invaded and taken. The UK, just like you would think, in this year, is an incredibly strong nation. Like, even right now, they have a fleet of like 400 or 300 ships. Like, they are a massive naval power right now. But, just like in real life, a lot of their navy right now is outdated. But if I went to war with the UK right now, I can't guarantee I would win it. I probably would, but most of their navy consists of destroyers and cruisers and torpedo boats. Most of my navy consists of capital ships, battleships. This is a different model of ship than one we sunk last time. This one has some armor. It's still a old ship, but it's got 9.2-inch guns. And at point blank range, they can actually penetrate us. So we want all of our main guns to fire at that. We want all the small guns to keep trying to get rid of all the transports. Yeah, because this game is really time consuming. Like you saw, that next turn button that's down here when we're on the main menu, that's only a month. We've been going for 12 years. That would be a lot of progress to lose. Not to mention, even if we did win, just like in real life, to lay down a new battleship could take 16 months. So every ship we lose is a really, really big loss. There's no other way to put it. It is a massive loss. Now here you go. As you can see by this gigantic hole We hit him with a 14-inch gun, and the whole front half of his ship and both of his engines are gone. He is currently struggling to stay afloat. So there is pretty good damage detection. And like every time we bounce a shot, you'll get little marks from ricochets or partial pins. But yeah, structural damage is like you would expect. A ship can only take so much pounding before you eventually have it fall apart on itself. It can't be repaired to a certain degree. Depending on how bad it is, they may be able to get 100% float, but this whole section of the hull will be incredibly easy to repuncture and resink or refill with water. The damaged parts, they all do stay no matter what. So next time, if this ship were to escape right now, there's a 50-50 chance whether it fixes any of its engines or the flooding. Usually they at least fix the flooding, patch up the holes temporarily. But the structure, it will stay destroyed. It's like I said, again, there's only so much pounding a ship can take before it, I don't care how thick your armor is, it will eventually cave in on itself. The bolts that actually hold the ship together will start to snap. And it will come apart at the seams, all of these pieces. And it will sink due to structural failure. That's why, where is it? This ship. This is not the same ship from earlier, but it's taken damage before. And it's got bits of structural damage. Even though it's just getting hit by small caliber rounds usually, enough high explosives gonna eventually pile up and it's gonna stress the hull so much till it breaks. Structure can be repaired at dock. Cannot be repaired on the go. Flooding has a chance to be repaired on the go, but is immediately repaired at a dock. See, they haven't managed to get all the flooding out, but they did manage to get one of their ships going. This is a real-time game. I could put it into real time and we could sit in this battle for 4 real-life hours. Like, this is how fast your shells were moving right here in real life. Our guns don't fire very fast. Only 860 meters a second when firing high explosive out of our main guns. They do not move very fast. And in real time, it takes a minute for them to reload and fire again. Thanks to it being a storm with rough seas, we can't really hit our targets. We're just going above or below. I usually try and keep it sped up because no one wants to sit here and watch a 4-hour battle of miss, 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 you know? And this is 1902. We don't have a lot of fancy technology to figure out ranges. We've got a first generation rangefinder, a coincidency rangefinder, and that is the best we've got on our ships. Right now the transports are sinking due to flooding. We'll switch the rounds back to HE, and when you hover over a ship you can see how much armor they have right here. These ships are some of our more armored ships in our entire Navy. For 1902, 15 inches of belt armor is massive. For the enemy over here, we can see that they have 4.9 inches armor almost everywhere. On the deck, the sides, everything. He got out of our view range because we are sailing away trying to chase convoys. After all, this was a convoy raiding mission. Our goal was convoys. Now, if you get far enough away from the enemies, you'll just get an end battle button where you can end the battle and leave. Basically, it's where both fleets withdraw from combat. We want to go ahead and try and sink these last convoys. And some of them did get away. It's too stormy, we can't see them. We should be able to go ahead and sink this last ship, and we should get the end battle button. See, one of these convoys we couldn't see over here. It sunk due to all the damage. This one, it took a round from our main gun, and it just destroyed the structure. When structure goes, everything fills up with water and it sinks. And you can sit here and watch the ship sink. Like I said, this is in 10 times speed now. It takes them a minute to sink. Sometimes they will go up vertical, sideways and sink. They'll roll over. Other times they'll just sink relatively flat. Ships don't break in half or anything upon sinking. That stuff was never added. The studio that was making this game got shut down. So it is a finished product in quotation marks. A lot of things do feel a little unfinished. That was just all of our screens we had to go through. Now we're going to send these ships back on over here to take these islands. Right now, France is trying to move into Bohemia. This game's been out for a long time. Well, not a super long time. But what killed this game was the community. They didn't like one of the updates. I don't like it either. They added submarines, and you can't control them submarines. You can't design them submarines. You can't do anything with them. And they only get an auto battle button. They kind of ruined the game. And the response from the community was to review bomb the game. Well, like I said, the people that own the studio saw all the review bombing. Oh, I don't care. It is what it is, man. I'll play this for like an hour or so, then I'll jump into Deep Rock. It was a vote. If they wanted to see something, more people should have voted on the other one. And I'm fair. Judge, he said, go ahead and play this. He's my mod. So that was 2 people for 1 game. Viewership can be... I stream every day. It can come and go. We'll go ahead and move to our next turn here. But yeah, all of the players, they decided to review bomb the game on Steam and everything. And the owners of the group that made this, they decided to pull the plug and they shut the studio down. So, on one hand, it was kind of the viewers that killed the game. We got the studio shut down, and now we got a halfway finished game and no hopes of it ever coming back because the studio's gone. This is what submarines were, though. You only had an auto-resolve button, just like when there's only transports to fight. And submarines are incredibly overpowered. A lot of the time, they would sink your entire navy with only a couple of them. But that would probably be why you haven't heard anything from the game. That and the game can be pretty hit or miss, especially in the early game. Man, this ship is almost out of ammo completely. A lot of these ships are out of ammo. We need to hurry up and get these to port. But it is a decent game, especially if you like to design stuff. Since you picked the game, we'll go ahead here in a minute and we'll go into the. See, here's the ship that got away. The one that we put a massive shell into. It got away and it managed to fix some of its damage. Structure is still only 79%. But they did get the engines up and running and they got all the flooding out. Now it's immediately turned tail and is trying to book it away from us. It's trying to stay at its maximum firing range. We'll go ahead and tell all of our ships to open up firing. We'll get some more accuracy by dropping our ships down to our minimum cruising speed. It lets our guns be more accurate, which for us is 8.9 knots. Not exactly a speedy, but it gives us a big accuracy boost. Hopefully we can get a shot to land pretty early on. There we go. So we hit him twice, once in the front and once in the back. The one in the back was significantly heavier hit. And as you can see, this little blue line right here, all this flooding is creeping into these other compartments right now. Because there's so much of the ship underwater, the bulkheads can only take so much pressure. They're leaking. So this ship is going to sink on its own no matter what now. We don't even have to keep shooting it. It's just slowly filling up because the whole back half is underwater, the front half is fucked. And since the ship is tilted so far, it actually can't aim its guns. See the angle mark? Since the ship is so far tilted, it can't aim its guns up high enough to actually hit us back. We took no losses. Their entire crew is gone. They never got to fire a shot at us. Romania would like to order one of our ships, so we'll go ahead and let them order one. Now, like I said, we're making a ship for Romania. So if we go into our fleet here, we can see the ship Romania wants is a battleship. It's going to take 16 months to build that ship for them. We're currently building other battleships right now because our political situation isn't good. Everyone hates us. So our navy is mostly battleships, like I said. We have 60 battleships, 20 heavy cruisers, and 130 light cruisers. They have 6 battleships, 71 heavy cruisers, 131 light cruisers, 78 destroyers, and 52 torpedo boats. So while we have a bunch of capital ships, we can just be overrun and torpedoed. Just like in real life. You throw enough ships with torpedoes at a battleship, eventually you're going to get something through. But that's what we did with all of our tech. We're going to move right here to Dakar. And we're going to go into politics. We're going to find France, which we've destroyed a lot of their navy. We're going to choose to navally invade, what's the name of that place? The port's Dakar. Senegal. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyways, we're going to take that province from them. So next term, we'll have a naval invasion going on here, and we'll support it with these ships. Now, hopefully, France is going to keep trying to stop us from taking stuff. Ain't gonna do a lot to us. We took France's port with this turn. So we can go ahead and dock a lot of our ships. And move on, I suppose. We'll have to get them repaired, get them more ammo. Here's the ship that Romania bought from us. They bought one of these. And like I said, this ship does have quite a few pew-pews. Alright, this is one of those ships with the 9.8-inch guns. We don't want all the convoys to get away this time. We're going to go ahead and kick the game speed up. And since they're all in a line, a lot of the shots that are missing are hitting the ships behind them. They just did not honor having enough spacing. So yeah, if we try to aim for this ship, we're probably going to hit things in front and behind it. We hit him with the main guns. That's what the really loud sound was. Front half of the ship is messed up, put nicely. There's still one torpedo boat, or not torpedo boat, transport getting away. We hit it again with the main guns. That one, gonna leave a mark. Now we are shooting HE rounds at this ship, not AP. We hit below the waterline. Alright, we'll go ahead and switch the side secondary guns to AP. A little loud when you get really close, but it is what it is. Well, here in a second, we'll go into the ship creator and we'll design a ship so you can see how that works. That sound like a good idea? PvP and multiplayer was one of the ideas that was scrapped because the studio got shut down. They were going to have a multiplayer. As you can see right here, this is only version 1.7. That was the last update they got out before the studio was killed. It was not really a finished product, but it's a finished enough product. They are a completely community run game now. There is on like Nexus Mods, there's total overhauls for the game. And I think one of them overhauls does add in a working multiplayer, but I'm not sure. We are actually fighting one of France's battleships this time. I gotta fight a battleship first. Now, France only had like 5 battleships left in their fleet. We sunk most of them early on. Now, where is the ship gonna come from? That is the question. It just knocked us down from 30 times speed, so that means it got close. Now, some of my ships are a little bit weird with the design. See, I have the towers in the middle and I have guns in front. That's more of an abuse of design mechanics than working as intended. I basically did that just so I could get more guns. We saw them for a minute. They're firing back whatever they are. Here we go. So this is an early ironclad hull. They've got 12.5-inch guns. They've got very little in the ways of armor. we'll go ahead and load high explosive. Yeah, they mostly armored their main belt, so from about here to here. Does not help though, because we dropped a 14-inch round through their roof. That destroyed a funnel, started a fire, and destroyed some panels. They've got 8.2 inch guns right here, 6.2 here and here. They've got a 4-inch gun there. They've got a bunch of 3.5s built into the hull, casemates. And then they've got a 3.4 inch gun, 2 of them up here and 1 of them right here. My ships have, this is a different class from the other ones you had seen earlier. These ships still have the 14-inch guns, but they've got 6-inch guns up here at the top, 4.9 on the side. Those ones are glitched. I'll have to fix that. Then they've got a bunch of 2.9s in here and turrets here. Now you see he hit us, and he hit us with a big gun. He didn't do all that much damage. Some scorching, killed some crew. Down here at the bottom right, he killed 8 people with that one shot. But he's already taking significantly more losses than us. We're going to go ahead and drop our speed to get some accuracy bonus. 8.9. Now we hit him again. That one went straight through. Now you can have ammo detonations and flash fires. Like, we can hit their magazine. Their turrets will explode off and go in the air. So you do have proper ammo detonations and everything that can happen. Right now we're just kind of shredding him by sheer volume of fire. And the big hole we put in the front is slowly leaking through the whole ship. And he sunk. So we lost 7 men by the time it was over with. We were able to save 1 during combat, and we were able to save most of the rest after. Okay, now we can go into ship design. I'll go build a new design. It's taken a second to load because I have a bunch of ships. There it is. So you see, I have all of our ships. And then I have all their refits. But you've got your hulls down here. Now normally, the game forcefully makes a ship like, let's see, what's a good example? Like this, an ironclad. Normally, once you hit a certain year, the game will forcefully make this ship no longer designable. They will remove it from your tree down here. I have a simple little mod that makes it to where those don't get removed, so you can use ironclads as long as you want. It's not very effective, because you can't just keep upgrading ironclads. There's a technology limit. Like, eventually you're going to hit the limit of what you can do to an ironclad. Same with our smaller ships here. But, yeah, this is shipbuilding here. We'll just make a light cruiser, I suppose. Or I could upgrade one of our other ships. You see, the last time our ships were upgraded was 1901. We'll make a ship. We can make a light cruiser 1. So this one will be 4,003 tons. We can adjust the speed, we can adjust the beam, make it really thin, make it really long, wide, make it really tall, make it really short. When it comes to towers, like I said, we can do stuff like this. Put towers on them. If you use a more advanced ship, you get better tower options. Then we've got guns. We don't have tier 2 7-inch guns. We still only got tier 1. We do got Mark II 6-inch guns. You can pick what secondary guns you put on. You've got your casemates. This ship only has room for casemates here and here. But yeah, I could go ahead and put we'll do standard funnel there. We'll use a barbette here, here, and I want to say there. We'll go ahead and put 6-inch guns on here. We can put it there, 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 and we'll move this tower up. It means we won't have any guns facing directly forward. But there we go. Now we've got 6-inch guns on there. Like I said, I can go ahead and increase their size to 6.9. I can increase how long the barrels are to give them better accuracy. Also makes them heavier. Then you go into here, you've got your armor. I can use Krupp, I got barbettes, I can use double hull, reinforced bulkheads, I can anti-flooding. And I've only got Citadel 1 unlocked. You decide how much ammo they take, standard ratio. You can decide what kind of ammo they've got. And they've got explanations on what their uses were, that it tells you what they do. So we're going to use cap ballistic. And that gives us better penetration with our high explosive rounds, but less damage. Now we go to AP. Same thing. We'll use capped. It gives us a lot more penetration, but it decreases our damage, fire chance, makes all of our shells heavier, obviously. Then you go into the more important stuff, our powder. We can use white powder, and as you can see, it tells you what it's used for, larger ranges, unsafe in storage conditions, which means we have a better chance of our ship exploding in a gigantic fireball due to either ammo detonations or flash fires. This one is even worse, much, much higher flash fire chance. And it was, as historically noted, very, very dangerous. Right now, we use black powder in almost all of our ships because it is safe. We could use picric acid, famous in World War I, World War II, for being incredibly deadly and very, very easy to explode. It is incredibly unsafe. But it's kind of like nitroglycerin. Just drop it and it's going to explode. But we could do that. Then you've got your rangefinder. Like I said, we're using a coincidency rangefinder on all of our ships, because it gives us base accuracy. We could use this one, which would be better for long range. But we typically get up into melee distance with all of our ships. Then you do armor. So you've got your main belt from here to here. You can see it right here, what's considered the main belt. Here is your offset. Then you've got your fore belt, so your front, your aft belt, your back. Then you've got your main deck, so about here to here. Oh yeah, no, this game was a whole passion project. And like I said, it's a damn shame that the community got it killed. Like we review bombed a game that was owned by a very temperamental studio, and they shut it down. It is insanely disappointing. When this game first came out, it wasn't on Steam, and it was only ever supposed to go until about the 1920s. Hence the name Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. It was never meant to be a modern game. But here, I can exit out of here quick. We'll go ahead and save my game. Then we're going to go back to the main menu here. And now we can just go to Shared design, was that it? Yeah, here we can build a ship, and this is what the AI will use. You could design stuff for the AIs to use, or you can go into here into custom battle, and I could pick a year. So let's go all the way up to 1960 uh, United States. Just give us one of everything. Then we can go and design the ship. So the game originally was only going to go into the 1920s, maybe early 1930s. But now we've got super battleships, modern battleships. You've got modernized dreadnoughts, because this is 1960. You've got the experimental dreadnoughts here. You've got all of your super heavy cruisers and all that stuff. We can go all the way down to design a really, really old ironclad and make it fight 1960s stuff. Now, this being 1960, you've got bigger guns. Much bigger guns. I've got a 20-inch 4-barrel gun. You've got bigger secondary guns. Like you've got your quad barrel 8-inch guns here. Now this ship doesn't work with any casemates because it's a modern ship. Modern ships don't have casemates. You've got your super torpedo tubes here. And you can adjust torpedo size down here. I could have 24-inch torpedoes. Then since this is modern era, we get much better capped rounds. We can use cordite tube powder, triple base explosive, really safe. And you've got your blasting charge. You got your black powder and all that old stuff, TNT. We could use TNT 4 of RDX and TNT. Very safe, very good explosive round. Or we could use Picker Acid 3 and have our ships explode violently. And then since this is a modern tower, we get, or a modern ship, we get modern towers. And we can increase the size of this ship even more. Let's see how big we can make it here. There you go. We have a 132-ton ship. We can go ahead and put that on there. We can put a modern secondary tower here. Put 20-inch 4 barrels. You can use a barbette, not that one, right here, to go ahead and put another gun on here. And then now we want to put, we can put side-on guns. We can make them 15-inch guns. Well, 15-inch don't quite fit. 13-inch. There we go. They fit right there. This little green cone is their angle of fire. That's how far the turret can turn. And which angles they can fire at. Then we've got all of our small guns up here. We can put them here, 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 here. If you use a smaller turret, you can put them in more places. See, we can put them all along here if we use small enough turrets. And you could even make your turrets even smaller here. You can go here and decrease the diameter to get the little 1.1-inch guns. I forget who it was that was famous for using those. But you can just do anything. But it does take a fairly long amount of time to design a ship. Then you've got your armor qualities. Like we could give this ship 18.7 inches of belt armor. Combine that with Krupp 4, which gives us a 122% increase. That 18 inches of belt armor is closer to 40. Just because the armor is that much better, that you get so much more armor per inch. Let's see, where can we fit? Can't fit 8-inch theirs. We can fit 8-inch guns here, 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 and here. Maybe even another one there. Or sorry, 7-inch. We can increase their size to 8-inch, but then they don't fit. We can turn them, and then they do fit. It won't ever be able to look that way very well. We could make our 20-inch guns, make them 21 inches, and we can give them a 22% increase to barrel length. That means this gun at point blank can penetrate, sorry, not point blank, at 100 meters, or sorry, 1,000 meters, can penetrate 316 inches of solid armor. Then you've got your reload time. This gun can fire its rounds every 290 seconds. Not a very good reload time. But we can go up here and we can change the reloading to give it an auto loader. Now it can fire those 20-inch guns every 197 seconds. Then you've got acoustics for anti-sub. You've got your rangefinder. You've got your radar and your radio. I have, and to put it nicely, it didn't go well. Because, like I said, this is a 132-ton ship. If I go to, let's say, this ironclad, like I said, it's got a limit on the best towers you can put on it. So I can put that on it. That's as good as it can go. We'll try and just make this as good as we can. And here, if we're gonna do this, we'll make it a battle v battleship. Battle. We'll give it clear weather, morning. No, we'll make it day. And I will try and make this ship fight a 1960s tech and win. It ain't gonna happen, but I'll try. We'll give it balanced boilers. We'll give it gas turbine, auxiliary, a better shaft. We'll make it balanced. We'll give it electric hydro. We'll give it the best armor we can. We'll give it modern 2. We'll give it anti-torp, triple, reinforced, anti-flood. Oh, no, I could win that. I could win that pretty easily, actually. You've got your famous armor schemes, too, here. You've got your turtleback armor scheme and the Japanese all or nothing. And you've just got your advanced armored citadel. I believe turtleback is... I think turtleback was what the US used. The US or the British, I can't remember. All or nothing, like I said, that was Japanese armor scheme. Then you've just got standard armor, which just kind of tries to armor everything. We will go... Turtleback is, I think, Germans, actually. I think those Germans that did turtleback armor scheme. We'll go with all or nothing. How big of a gun can I actually fit onto this? Nine-inch. And they won't fit on the spots. They're just not, they're too big. We can fit 8-inch doubles here, though. How big of a... Yeah, this ship itself can only fit up to 15-inch guns. And even then, it won't fit anywhere. Maybe 13s. 12s. Not quite. 11s. 10s. Okay, we can fit 10-inch guns on here. So if we move our tower into the middle, we can put 10-inch triple barrel guns here and here. Secondary guns. We can put 8-inch casemates there. We can put 3-inch casemates here. Alright, we'll give it coincidency. We don't need sonar. We'll give it that. We'll give it radar. We're going to want AP. We're going to go super heavy rounds. We're going to go triple base and TNT-4. We're going to go an auto loader. We're just going to see what we can do. And the AI is going to auto design something to fight this. And they're going to probably design something that's just going to kick my teeth in. Let's try for 30 knots. Let's see how much we can strip armor to go that fast. We're basically going to just try and rush the AI. It's not going to go very well. But we're going to try. If we can get up close enough, we might be able to do something. It really depends on how fast the enemy ship is. We still need a secondary tower. See, we can't fire that way because of that. So let's get rid of those. That way we can at least fire at better angles here. Yeah, let's just fire at a few more angles. What if we do that? Secondary turret there. So we're going to want to get up on its side. And since we are using oil and gas now, we do not need funnels. Or no, we do, because it still has something that's funneling out. Sorry, it's been a while since I've been in 1960 tech. Yeah, we're only gonna give it one funnel. We can't afford to give it more. Let's strip down the armor a little bit more. Now, chances are we're gonna die before we can do anything to this ship. But we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna have to get rid of these. Yeah, we're gonna try and rush it with just these main guns. See if we can do anything. Let's try for a little bit of armor here. Alright, let's go see what the enemy is going to design and if we can actually do anything to this. We're fighting an Italian battleship in 1960. Now he is already shooting us and he is fast. And we're missing one of our guns. We're missing a gun already. This hurts. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. He's got 15-inch guns and a bunch of 4-inch guns, and he's moving at 22 knots. We just can't catch up. If we could get close enough, we could probably do something. Probably. How much armor does he have? 18 inches. And we'll let it play out. But I don't think we're going to be able to do anything here. Come on, land a shot. Nah, I think we're going to sink. Our main gun is damaged, and we still haven't hit him much. I mean, we're taking the punches at least. Oh, we hit him once. We destroyed a secondary gun. Alright, we sunk. So yeah. Oh, I quit all the way out of the game. Whoopsies. Yeah, they basically got a rage quit button of just quit the game. But yeah, here was their last update. As you can see, 1.7. They added a bunch of new halls. They tried to do a bunch of things. And then they tell you that if you're a YouTuber, please dispute the claim. It'll be resolved within 48 hours. And there's the license. And I can avoid all this if I just play without the music, which is what I'm doing now. But, yeah. We're going to go back into our campaign here. You could probably make a ship that could fight a modern battleship with the early hulls, but that particular hull is just so limited on where you can even place guns that there's not a lot I could do. I could have used a pocket battleship hull from like 1892, 93, and I probably could have made one of them work. Because I would have had room to put at least 2 guns on it. But yeah, lots of stuff you can do. Alright, now we are back in the main game. Alright, let's figure out where we're going here. And each nation has specialty ships, by the way. Like France has ships that I can't use because they were specific to only France in real life. Like hulls, I mean. Oh yeah. would be a nice challenge, but it would probably be a closer to impossible challenge. Like I said, you can do it. I think there's even YouTubers that have done it, but it's so out there that it just doesn't seem very possible. You would have to use a special kind of ship hull, like this one probably. I could have probably won it if I had this ship hull instead of the other one. See, the AI is laying down all their ships over here. The British clashed with Brazil. Brazil lost a bunch of stuff. Now the French are trying to use destroyers versus my battleships, which are more scary. Yeah, I could have used even just this ship in that battle, and I probably could have won. Probably. But in 1960 tech, it's just hard to do anything. Because at the end of the day, everyone's going to have a big enough stick to cut right through your armor. So it's just a matter of who's going to land the first shot, really. Like I said, it's 1902 and we're using 14-inch guns, and I can still go through 63 inches of belt armor. Alright, what do their ships look like here? Not a lot of armor. Switch to HE and start firing. Now they have torps, and they've got 1.5 kilometer range torps. That big a gulf in class. Not sure what that means. See, these destroyers are popping smoke and trying to get close enough to use their torps. We're not going to let them do that, though. There's the problem with torpedoes right there. Torpedo detonations. We can hit their torpedoes and we can detonate them on their ship, and it will cause a lot of damage. But they're also destroyers. They're not exactly the most durable things. Especially this early on. 1930, 1940 destroyers get pretty big. This is 1902. They're not much bigger than torpedo boats. See, here's another class of ship that you haven't seen yet. These ones are over there trying to take French owned provinces of Africa. Alright, you see this big empty spot on top of these turrets? That is a glitch. I had 6-inch guns. They glitched from off there into the middle of the hull. The only way to fix that glitch is to revise the blueprint, redo it. Kinda sucks, because that means now I have two double barrel turrets not firing. That should have both been firing. Yeah, this little destroyer's got 1.5 range torps, two 3.2-inch guns, and one 4.4. We've landed a couple of hits, nothing too major yet. There's something. But it doesn't take more than a couple of hits to cut these guys open. But since they're such a small target, you can look up here at the top left. And target size, minus 81.2% accuracy because of the target size. Whereas them shooting us, they get an accuracy bonus because our ships are massive. Hard to miss the broadside of a barn, you know? Very easy to miss tiny torpedo boats when you combine it with all the waves. And right now this ship is 9.1 kilometers away. So it may look like they're really close, but they are 9.5 kilometers away. He popped smoke. We can't see where he is. We know he's in the smoke. We just don't know where. Well, I have been streaming every day for the past 4 months, give or take. I stream at 6 p.m. EST every day. And I go for 2 to 6 hours. It varies. If I have a bunch of viewers, I usually stream longer. Since I lost all my viewers earlier, I'll probably call it as soon as you leave. But when it comes to affiliate and stuff, yeah, I only got my affiliate yesterday. So, and I only figured out how to set Twitch up to where it was saving my streams after I stream them a couple of days ago. But if you go to the YouTube channel, you can see I've been doing this for a while. I would avoid any of the old videos because they have really bad mic quality. I had to fix that. Like it was, you couldn't hear me. Not mic quality. They were really very bad. Yeah, since you're gonna go ahead and head out here, before we do that, let me go to Twitch here.
Put down your silver spoon and watch this.
Yeah, that guy is another streamer who does a lot of stuff, and he's really fun to watch. He's also my first subscriber. Same day I got affiliate, he subscribed to me, so that was nice. But yeah, since you said you gotta go, we'll go ahead and end it here. I hope everyone has a good day, a good night, and a good life. And take it easy out there, y'all.